A very good morning to one and all present here and those who are connected to us. I, Akshay, welcome you all on behalf of CCS National Institute of Agricultural Marketing to the webinar session with one of our startups. CCS NIAM is a national level premier institute which provides dissemination of information, research, consultancy, and other help related to agricultural marketing. CCS NIAM under RKBY Raftar project has been given an opportunity and responsibility to start and initiate an incubation center. So CCS NIAM's incubation center is named as NIAM Agri Business Incubator. NIAM Agri Business Incubator, called as NABI, has been running two programs. One is called AOP, that is Agripreneurship Orientation Program, and another as SABIP, that is Startup Agri Business Incubation Program. Under both the programs, NIAM has been providing incubation services like finance, innovation, legal, marketing, communication, business development, business consultancy. So NIAM has already incubated around 60 startups within a time span of 1 year, and most of them have been really successful at their stages and on their ways ahead. So one such startup is with us today, named as Poultryfy, and its director, co-founder, Mr. Saurabh Mengi, is connected with us today. So basically, Poultryfy is there to provide an online marketplace, or vis-a-vis you can say a trading platform for livestock farmers, or maybe especially in the field of poultry, to help them connect to wider market and sell their ready livestock. So in nutshell, basically, Poultryfy will be creating a digital tools services for farmers to help them improve their productivity. So with further ado, if Saurabh, you are connected to us, I would like to hand over to you. So over to you, Saurabh. You can take it further now. Welcome, Saurabh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for such a nice introduction. Good morning, one and all present here to attend the webinar today. I really sincerely thank NIAM for providing me this opportunity to address you all today and present our startup called Poultryfy to you all. So I'll just start with a brief introduction about myself, then we'll move on to the description of our startup, and then we'll go on with sharing the presentation. I'll just start with my brief introduction. So I am actually a B graduate. I've done my engineering graduation in electronics and communication. Post my graduation, I have had an experience of working in IT industry for over a period of 3 years. And while working with the Infosys in IT industry, I've had an opportunity for developing software for some of the top MNCs over there. So post after about 3 years time, I left my job at Infosys and came back to join our dad in our family business. So my dad is basically been into poultry farming industry for over a period of 30 years now. So while assisting him in the farming businesses, so and when I was involved deeply into the poultry industry, I happened to come across many the problems and the issues faced by our farmers, traders, and other stakeholders in the industry. So that gave me an idea to develop a solution that will solve most of their problems digitally. So that is where our startup was born. So later in around 2016, we founded our company Nangis Private Limited, that with the sole aim of developing digital solutions to help in the aid of farmers to improve their productivity and move their goods or produce faster in the market and help them with the ease of doing business using the technology. So I'll start with sharing my presentation now. We'll go on with the sharing presentation. I'll brief you about the poultry industry, the key figures in the industry, and then in the end, I'll be happy to answer your questions or doubts if you have any. So what is poultry farming actually? So those of you who are not aware, poultry farming is actually a practice under animal husbandry. So poultry farming is basically a form of animal husbandry practices which raises domesticated birds such as chickens, ducks, turkeys, uh, basically to produce meat and eggs for food. So poultry farming or the commercial poultry farming, if you are talking about, mostly involves raising chickens, and there are also terms as broilers, which are commercial birds raised for rearing. So poultry actually long back had started as a backyard farming activity where it was carried out by small farmers or small traditional crop farmers just to generate an extra source of revenue for themselves. So soon poultry grew to be a commercial activity, and with the large farms or even EC houses that are called environment controlled houses or farms being developed for commercial rearing of broiler chickens. Coming to the next slide. So basically, once you go for poultry farming, so you have the first question that you'll have in your mind is why poultry farming, or why not any other livestock farming or agriculture farming. So I'll just give you some key aspects of poultry farming. So poultry in India is the only agriculture sector that is growing at a steady rate of 7 to 8% per annum, whereas compared to our agriculture that is still struggling to grow at a rate of 2 to 3% per annum. So the major attractions of this industry are it is very low and flexible investment model. A farmer with a mere investment of 10 to 15,000 can start a poultry farm business with birds. And even a larger corporate can start a poultry farming business with investments of up to lakhs or crores. That depends entirely on his investment and the return that he's looking at. Poultry farming actually provides a very rapid return on in harvested just in a day of 40 to 45 days, and the amount is again cashed back by the farmer. It provides a continuous source of income. It's not a seasonal crop or a seasonal activity. One can take on production in cycles. Once the each cycle is harvested, the farmer can again place their chicks and harvest, be ready for the harvest or in another 40 to 45 days. So it provides a continuous source of income that way. It generates employment. You'll be surprised that poultry in India generates employment for about 6 crore people, directly or indirectly. And it requires a very small space for operation. So it is estimated to start a poultry farming business, there is a basic space requirement or a shed construction requirement that requires only a space of 1 square feet per bird. So for example, if you want to start with a poultry farming of 1000 birds, you will need a shed or a covered space of just 1000 to 1200 square feet. So it gives a very good feed conversion ratio. When I'm talking about feed conversion ratio, it's also known as FCR. So that is actually the amount of feed that is consumed by the bird to generate or gain a weight of 1 kg. So the feed conversion ratio of broiler bird is very low. It just requires 1.8 to 2 kg of feed to generate or gain a weight of 1 kg. So also from the waste of poultry industry, even that is cashable by farmers. The waste or the cow or the dung that is produced in the sheds or the houses from the excreta of the broilers, it is actually very rich manure, and it acts as for very rich manure, phosphorus and phosphate. So this is mostly used by organic farmers for their as a manure. So even this waste also in turn generates a revenue for poultry farmers. So these are the points why this poultry farming becomes an attractive option or an attractive business opportunity for farmers. So I'll just give you industry outlook here in India. So in India, poultry industry is actually a 90,000 crore market, and it raises or 350 crore of broiler birds every year, and around 70 billion layer eggs per annum, and it generates around 5.3 million metric ton of meat production per annum. As I already mentioned, it is growing at a steady rate of 7 to 8% per year. So these figures makes India the fourth largest producer in the world, just next to China, America, and Russia, and even Brazil. Brazil and India are say competing. So, and with the same similar growth rate, it is estimated that India would become the third largest poultry producer by the year 2026. So also now coming down to social and economical aspects of poultry industry. So as I already mentioned, that poultry industry directly or indirectly generates an employment for around 6 crore people. So of which around 80% of this employment is generated directly by farmers or people involved directly in the farming activities. And about 20% is engaged in poultry allied activities like feed, pharmaceuticals, equipment, and other poultry related activities. So it's also happy to mention here that poultry also contributes a lot in GDP, and it exports and eggs combined nearly to around 7 billion into other countries. And giving a connection with the traditional agriculture, you'll be surprised to know that poultry alone consumes about 50 to 55% of maize produced in our country. This is a very strong backbone for our maize farmers. The poultry alone, for its production of its feed, is consuming around 50 to 55% of the maize produced in the country. So now we'll be discussing the problems and the issues the farmers or the other stakeholders were facing using the traditional market approach and traditional farming practices and all. So I've segregated this into two categories, that is the marketing problems and the production problems. We'll be discussing the marketing problems first of all. So India still, though poultry has grown to be a very commercial activity, with these big business houses and corporates entering into the poultry sector. So most of that this raising of broilers and marketing still happens or continues to be into the traditional way. So most of the farmers are still linked to limited number of traders or wholesalers to sell off their produce. The farmers are still not aware of the volatility of the price in the market. They are not aware of the latest price that is happening or that being traded at in the market. So there is lack of transparency in the market. So there is most of the farmers, they still are dealing into the traditional mode of payment acceptance, that is dealing into cash, and this leads to cash handling accidents or theft. And this also, all these problems, this also forces farmers to depend on middlemen or dealers to sell their produce. This is a major concern here. Why? Because poultry, after rearing or after being after a period of 40 to 45 days, when the birds are ready, it has a very short window to sell off their ready produce. The farmers are left with a very short window of around say 1 to 2 weeks, within which they have to sell their produce to cash on their investments. So this problem, if the farmer is not able to sell within that window, is forced to either compromise on the price or depend or on the middleman to give them a hefty commission to sell off their produce. So we'll be taking up the production problem. So what's problem? There is actually lack of tools. Even in the today's digital technology, there is people are still using old traditional methods of recording their production data on papers and charts, which are not at all analyzable. The people or the farmers, they don't analyze that data later on. So, and then this in turn does not allow them to make better plans to plan their next production cycle. So sometimes due to this, overproduction happens, and overproduction actually leads to drop in prices, which actually reduces the profitability of the farmer. So these are some of the basic problems. There are a lot many other problems in the industry. These are some of the basic problems that we have been working on. We have analyzed in the market. Most of these problems are actually forcing farmers to either quitting farming or they are moving to in the hands of they're moving to contract farming methodology with the big private companies, wherein they are given only a nominal commission on rearing, and rest of the profit that flows on into the pocket of the big houses of the companies. I'll just explain you the key factor, the key problem that we discussed earlier was in last slide was the marketing technique. So I'll just give you a comparison between how that is going to be helpful. So before you on the screen is a geographical map, and these icons here show the farmers spread across the geographical location. And the next icons, these actually are the traders or the bulk buyers. So what happens in the traditional approach is each farmer is connected to traders or the suppliers within his geography. geographical boundary, and he's dependent only on these buyers to sell off his ready produce when ready. So this gives each farmer a very narrow access to market. It does not provide him a wider access, and it gives a very limited options for him to sell off his ready produce. And if we move on to digital technology, all these farmers and all these traders or wholesalers, they will be connected on a single platform under one roof. And each farmer can be connected to all the other buyers and sellers that are online on the platform, the digital platform. And he can is open to sell off his ready produce at competitive prices to any farmer or buyer in the market. So now why should we digitize, and why how is this digitization or using of digital tools helping in the agriculture industry? So far it was mostly manufacturing sector or service sector that were digitizing. So how does it help in our agriculture sector? So you'll be surprised to know that agriculture digitization or the use of technology over the past 5 years is having at a very vast scale in agriculture. People are using drones to spray pesticides or fertilizers. People are using tools to use precise farming. There's a word called precise farming. Precise farming, when I say that, we mean that using only the amount of fertilizer or water or other resources that is needed to get the yield or the perfect yield or the output. So this actually eliminates any wastage in terms of water, fertilizer, and other resources. Thus, it reduces the cost of production, and in turn, it turns out to be a yield better profits for the farmers. So the technology use of technology is very much needed into the industry, be it any industry, and one is able to actually, with the use of technology, one is even able to predict the yield of the produce long before it is harvested. So one can just scan the field with the satellite images, and using the intelligent algorithms, just using the analyzing the captured images, one is today able to predict the output he'll be getting from his crop after the harvest. So these are some of the very interesting benefits of using the technology. Digitalization would actually by help farmers in better planning. In turn, it will help them better manage their farms. That will in turn lead to better yield of produce. And, and using the data the collected digitally, farmers would be able to analyze their production data better. And this in turn would generate better profits for them. Now coming to all the problems that we have discussed in the previous slides. So we have designed our solution keeping these key problems in mind. So we named our solution or the startup called Poultryfy. And our vision is to make every farm digitally traceable and make the real data accessible to every farmer. And our mission is to empower farmers with digital tools and services so as to help them improve their productivity and sell their produce better and faster in the market. So we have two solutions as of now our startup is working on. The first one is called Poultryfy Trade. Poultryfy Trade is basically an online trading platform. It is a mobile application that connects farmers directly with the traders and the bulk buyers. So the connects farmers are directly linked to the buyers, and they can list their produce on this platform. And entire buying process, right up to the payment to the farmers, happens digitally over the platform. So the next solution is Poultryfy Smart Farm. This is actually aimed at the production problems of the farmers. This will be a set of tools and applications and services that will help farmers record their data digitally, analyze it, and then take precautionary measures to improve their yield, output, etc. So I'll explain you or give you details of both of these solutions in further slides. So starting with Poultryfy Trade. So you can see on the screen, these are the actual screenshots from our application. So Poultryfy Trade application is already live, and we are in the beta testing phase. We have rolled out this application in few districts of Uttar Pradesh. and we are testing it under beta phase with some of the farmers and traders here. The first screen is the home screen. This is actually the list view screen, which gives all the details that are needed to make a purchase decisions for the buyer, including price, location, the weight range, the available quantity. And the next screen is map view screen. This is a geographical, this screen shows a geographical map, and farms are spread or located up. A user can zoom in, zoom out to locate a farm geographically on the map. So this helps a farmer or say a trader or a buyer a lot by locating the map physical farm physically on the map and take a purchase decision. So because the goods or the produce that is available closest to the buyer would get even the buyer a better returns. So our application is also equipped with a feature wherein a distance can be set. There is a slider wherein a user can set that what is the distance he's looking to filter the farms at. Maybe he can set a distance of 50 kilometers. Food, he can no longer be is latest prevailing in the market. Now I'll explain you the entire process that happens digitally through our trading platform, right from hosting the listing to booking it, buying it, and then payment transfer. I'll just explain the entire process now. The farmer actually posts the details on the platform. He logs in into his account. He posts the basic listing details that includes the weight range, the quantity available, and the farm that he's listing at, and the price. Of course, we give the opportunity to the farmer to decide the price he wants to sell at. He can, of course, take this decision looking at the market watch screen, depending on the market price. What is the price he's looking to fetch? This list is this listing is made immediately live onto our platform and is accessible to all the traders or the buyers logged into onto our platform. The traders looking at this features makes a buying decision, and, and once the trader books an order, the same order is forwarded to the farmer for his approval. And once the farmer approves the order, the trader then can dispatch his vehicle to get the goods loaded and billed. Upon after loading, the farmer actually bills the trader with the exact quantity and the price that he's billed at, and the same amount is reflected in the billing. And upon billing, an OTP is sent to the trader. This is to ensure secure transactions. An OTP is sent on the registered mobile number of the trader. And upon entering the OTP into our application, the transaction gets into a complete state. And once the transaction is complete, the funds are immediately transferred into the bank account of the farmer. This is the entire process that takes place digitally through the entire listing to buying and selling of the goods. So what are the benefits of our platform now? We are the single platform that provides instant settlements to farmers. So farmers no longer will have to wait for their investment to return. They will no longer have to wait for their payments. So they are secured. They can stay secured that their settlements would be made immediately directly into their bank. So this platform also provides a greater reachability to farmers. He no longer is bounded by geographical boundaries. He can sell to anywhere or any location. This allows farmers to sell his produce at a competitive price, thus in turn generate better profits. We are a 24-hour booking platform. Since it is a digital platform, all the bookings, as long as there is availability with the farmer, a user can book and carry on the booking process online. We provide detailed listing to take a better purchase decisions, that is the location of the farm, the weight range, the price, etc. So we provide also a map view feature, as I already explained. We provide entire order trackability, whether the order is approved, moved to billing state, completed, etc. That everything is digitally trackable. And we also provide reduced overhead cost. Why? Because we emphasize on making a booking or facilitating a booking closest to the buyer. So this in return eliminates any distance booking costs such as fuel wastage, etc. And thus it reduces overhead costs for the buyers. Now coming to the second solution that I highlighted that deals mostly with the production issues, that is Poultrify Smart Farm application. Poultrify Smart Farm application actually uses IoT devices to use the real data coming from the IoT devices and combining it with artificial intelligence. It generates some actionable insights for the farmers. So the data from these devices comes as temperature, the humidity, the ammonia gas content, even the body temperature of the bird at the particular time, and all this data is made available to the farmer over the internet on his mobile phone. So the user or the farmer can even access this data remotely. So this is the basic architecture of our IoT device. So the IoT box with the main controller actually has four major sensors. That is a basic camera that gives a live feedback or live view of the farm or his birds, say, and IR camera that actually captures the body temperature or the body heat of the birds. Uh, and then we have ammonia gas sensor. Why? Because any see the excess of ammonia gas in the shed environment can lead to some of the diseases, which actually reduces the profitability of the farmer. So we help the measure the ammonia gas content in the shed environment using the ammonia gas sensor. And then we have a temperature and a humidity sensor that gives the temperature and the humidity present in the shed environment. So using this data, a farmer can easily take his decisions, or even he can set his trigger limits for every key parameter upon which crossing the trigger limit, the application would alert him to take some actionable action. So this applications would provide actually real-time monitoring of his produce or the broiler birds. So he can monitor all these parameters remotely over internet. It will provide a live view of his farm over phone, and we will also provide instant help or diagnosis if any key parameters is breached or if any disease outbreak is incurred. So the farmers can immediately reach us over a chat application, and we'll connect them with veterinary doctors to advise them the medication or the preventive measures. So we'll also develop a localized management plan. Why? Because India, say, has very vast weather conditions geographically, moving down from north to south. So a general, management plan for the poultry farmer won't work for everywhere. Why? Because the temperature or the weather conditions everywhere in every state or district is different. So we are working on providing a localized management plan, and that will be localized to every district. And user can, using that management plan, can track the growth of his particular livestock. It will also help farmers keep the digital record of his mortality, the FCR, the weight gain ratio, everything digitally. He can keep a record, and he can actually check and compare the data with all the production cycles uh, that he is going through at his farm. What is the social impact or farmers benefit that will help from this solution? We aim to actually revive livestock farming as an agri-allied activity again. That will help farmers generate additional profitable income for them. So as we all know that our farmers in India are going through a very rough phase. They're not getting the right say prices for their produce. They are still struggling to survive, and most of the farmers still committing suicides for their financial crunches. So we are somewhere hoping to revive agricultural allied activity, that's poultry farming, just to generate extra income for these farmers. And we also will provide tools that will help yield better profit for farmers, so he can produce good and better quality produce, in turn generate extra or the better profits out of his produce. It shall also help generate employment, especially in rural areas, and make our rural areas Atmanirbhar. So most of the poultry activities or the livestock farming activities or any basic farming activity, most of these activities are takes place out of the city limit districts and into rural areas. And most of the rural population is engaged into these activities or employed into these activities. So if we somehow promote these farming activities, this will actually generate employment for these workers in their own rural areas, and it will not they will not have to say move to other cities or uh, other states to earn their livelihood. So this will make every rural area Atmanirbhar or independent. So indirectly, we shall also be able to reduce carbon footprint. Why? Because we facilitating the purchase closer to the buyer, and thus we are reducing any overhead wastage such as fuel wastage or gases emission that are say that are being produced due to the movement of the vehicles. That is also social impact or environmental impact. What is the future prospects of poultry fight? So as of now, as I explained you, we are working on these two solutions. That is, one is the poultry-fied trading application, and I'll be happy to tell you that poultry-fied trade is the only application as of now that actually facilitates the online booking and payment of services. That is the only one trading platform available in India today that facilitates online booking of livestock. So, and poultry-fied smart farm applications, these are the solutions that I discussed that will be help farmers improve their yield and production. So going further, we'll be using the data from both of these applications. We'll be putting it into some AI algorithms and machine learning. And over a period of say 3 or 4 years, and using the data that we have gathered, we'll actually be able to forecast the market trend that is going to come over a period of few months. And using this market trend, we can actually advise our farmers to plan proper placement cycles so that not place their chicks or uh, produce in a cycles where they would get their least profit from their investments. We'll help them plan their cycles where they would get or yield maximum profit out of their investments. So this is what we are looking at in the future or using our data. And in future, we also aim to bring financial aid accessible to farmers digitally. So we plan to integrate the financial aid that is currently being provided by banks and all, and maybe we can collaborate with the financial institutions and the farmers. We can share the farmers' data or the production data and the maybe his rating with the banks that would facilitate say lenders or the financial institutions to lend or that would help farmers to borrow money from these institutions for his farming activities. So these are some of the future prospects that we'll be looking at over a period of say couple of 3 to 4 to 5 years in future. As I already explained that our experience actually dates back to 1985 when my dad first started poultry farming. So it's been quite long time, and through his experience, I have had an opportunity of monitoring this industry very closely, and that is what has given me this opportunity to analyze these problems and develop this solution. This is our leadership team. Uh, that is me, the CEO of the company or the startup. My dad is being a chief mentor. We are also connected with other stakeholders or big farmers in the industry, with the help of which or after the advice of which we have come to develop or design this solution. Uh, that's Bhavna Mengud, head of marketing and HR, and that's co-founder Sumit Mangi. He mostly tackles our transportations as of now. So, like I add here also that we have already poultry-fied trade application, as I already mentioned. We have started in few districts in Uttar Pradesh, and we have we are already completed. We rolled it out in about mid March, and immediately post that, I think there was a lockdown for about 2 months. But still, we have managed to generate say around 10 to 15 successful transactions that happened through our platform. So, and we are going further. So, we are a DIP certified startup. This is our DIP certificate, And as you all know that we are also incubated under RKVY Raftar scheme with CCS NIAM, and we had a lot learning experience at NIAM. So with this, I would end my presentation. I would conclude, and all the attendees, if they have any doubts or questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Perfect, Saurabh. I think it was a very nice presentation considering you also tackled and how you have dealt with the COVID situation also. And I think it's a very nice point that you have also inculcated in your presentation. Now, moving further, to all the participants, those who are connected to us, I would seek if there are any questions or queries or suggestions related to the presentation just made. Kindly proceed. Let's just check if there is some questions on the chat box. Saurabh, if you don't mind, I have a few questions before moving further. If before any participants drops in any question.
Sure.
So I just wanted to confirm that how do you
Sure, sir.
tackle the trust issues among buyers and sellers when dealing with on marketplace, particularly in poultry industry? Like, how do you deal with the trust issues if you know about the quality of the product or how it's going to be? So, is there any or have you felt any such issue while handling this business?
Of course, this was a major challenge going further. So what's happening is, Akshay, as of now in industry, so the major problem that comes was the farmers actually were not giving the right weight information. So the trading or the
Okay.
buying process that used to happen, the weight range that the farmer used to commit was not what the trader or the buyer was getting when actually he finally moves to the farm to pick up the goods. This is the major problem that lot many traders or the buyers complained about. So that is what made us. So each problem made us think of a solution and what we can do. So as I mentioned in our screen, we have a key parameter called the weight range, wherein we
Okay.
ask farmers to give the actual or even they can give a wider weight range. For example, they have a weight range of around 1.8 kg. So we ask them to put a weight range of 1.7 to 1.9 kg, give a wider weight range, so that actually buyer is aware what is the weight range that could go down up to 1.7 kg, and that could go up to 1.9 kg. And in case the farmers are still say not providing the correct information, we charge some penalties to the farmers for not providing these actually correct weight range. As of now we have a nominal penalties, but since it is on a beta testing phase, most of the farmers that we are connected with or we have trained so far actually are providing the correct weight range now, as we have asked them to. So this is one major parameter. And coming down to other, the most of the farmers actually are still not moving or ready to move into digital payment of digital payment acceptance. So that is one major challenge that we are still struggling to come out with. So we have also an option. We have provided a wallet account integrated into our application for the same. And since our taxation norms provide us the ability to make a cash payments to farmers actually. So we, as of now, we have rolled out a feature that that wallet account, and the farmer can come to our office and get the statement of his wallet account, and he can actually directly withdraw money from our office. So that is a feature or dealing with cash problems that we have thought of as of now. And but going further, we definitely encourage most of the digital payment acceptance for the farmers. I hope we'll gain trust on that too.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. I think there's a question from one of our participants, Mr. Shagalin David. He asks that when you speak about monitoring the health aspects of the fowl using biosensors, what is the feasibility of data generated technically compared to the visual observation?
Sure. Actually, that we are still into development phase for IoT devices. So as of now, we have had a contract with our service provider to provide us 5 devices, the architecture that I shared for. So we are still, that is into still a very early stage of development, and we are yet to actually place these devices at actual farm locations and start collecting data. So I think I'll be in a better position to answer his questions once I start gathering this data and analyzing it. Definitely, we'll have to do some tweaks and analyze, or say make some algorithm changes. So compared to what is the data raw data we are getting out of the sensor, and what is the actual data, and say make it very comparable to the actual data with the data we are getting from the sensors. So I think that is a good question, but I think I'll be in a better position to answer once we start working on that data we are getting out of sensors.
Yes, I see. Because mostly after a bit of practical experience, I think the more situations, or maybe there's a condition which comes across, then you'll have a better understanding of this question, I guess. Okay, we have one more question from Mr. Naveen. He asks about how are you dealing with the COVID situation as industry is facing a downfall.
Sure. Yeah. Actually, you're audible now. Sorry, I missed your question. You're saying something.
So there's a question which pertains to how are you dealing with the COVID situation, considering industry is facing a downfall. So how is Poultrify dealing with the situation as of today?
Yeah. This is one question. Yeah. So since we've gone through this rough phase, and it was not only for our industry or our startup. So most of the startups, I think, had gone through this very rough phase during this 2 months time. And I think it would be not wrong if I say I think poultry sector was the worst affected sector due to this COVID lockdown. Why? Because poultry sector was started facing this issue right in the January of the month. Lockdown happened very late, after 2 months, in about end of March. But just when the outbreak of the this COVID actually break out in China, so the industry even here in India was impacted. So we could see we have seen a phase where farmers were actually culling their birds without actually selling them. Why? Because the market price was down to 10 to 15 rupees per kg, which is much, say, not even 10% of what their investment is. So farmers had no other options. They had no money to feed their chickens, to raise them or hold them for even 1 day or 2 day. So they had no other option rather to cull their birds. So I think that and we are still coping up the situation. I think we are still not out of it. The virus is still pertaining, and situation. Yeah, farmers are still now, say, coming out. That would take a long time now to come out of this. The impact that the situation had, but say, coped up with some.
So I think next question I think would be last. I think we'll be dealing with what is the adaptability issue that you're facing, considering this whole startup, because most of your farmers are age old, and how are you even educating them about handling digitally feasible devices? Some of them may not just have a smartphone to deal with. So how are you all in all dealing with this situation? How, and if there's an issue that you have faced, or maybe how is there that you take to educate farmers about digital adaptability of the food situation, because considering it's a new area for them to work with.
Okay. Actually, I would say that we were actually very lucky enough. Our team had encountered this issue right in our research and development phase. So once we were right into the market, we are connecting with the farmers. So we discovered then and there that most of the farmers actually are, say, over the age of 50 years, and they don't have proper, say, smartphones to use this kind of application. And we don't want to lose those as our probable customers. So even we want to serve even those lot. So we immediately devised, we also have option that even if a farmer does not own a smartphone, even if he does not have an internet connectivity, so we have a call center set up. They can call us helpline number. They can get their produce listed. Our staff, they will actually digitally punch the order into the application on their behalf. And if any confirmation or order booking we get for that particular order, that is manually communicated over the phone, and that is gotten confirmed from the farmers. So we have a manual process as well in place. And we were happy. We are very, very happy actually to notice this also, that most of the farmers who are even not educated. So Akshay, you will be surprised to know that they are using already WhatsApp and other social media platforms to market their produce. So at least they are that educated to use WhatsApp as a marketing tool for their produce. So it is to use those lot of users. I think it is very, very easy to train them to use a platform like ours. And even through our entire designing process, we kept in mind, our developer had kept in mind that most of the content on our application is graphically and not, say, informational. So you will be surprised to know that even placing a listing on our platform is completed in just, say, entering just five parameters and completing in a process of two screen steps. So that's that easy.
Feasibility that you've provided to your farmers and users has made it a bit easy for you. And considering how India is moving towards digitalization, I think Poultrify will be a great market success.
Sure.
So
Thank
okay,
you, Akshay.
I think we'll take up one more question at the end. Like for remaining one, those whose questions are not dealt, email ID is given on the presentation. I think you can take that. So, I'll be mixing up two questions, which pertains to which says that how do you how do you deal with as in how your data app collects data, and if we can inside if we are inside an EC shed, what are the parameters would you follow? And one question is basic as that: can you buy eggs from this from the farmer directly through your app? So data collection and app through eggs buying. If you can answer both the questions.
Yeah, actually, I got the second question, but I'm pardon me, I was not able to get your first question. Actually, voice was breaking up. Can you repeat the
The
first
first
question,
question
please?
pertains to Am I audible now?
Yeah, Akshay.
Okay, the first question pertains to data collection. That will your app collect data, and if we are inside an EC shed, so what are the parameters that we follow to allow?
Okay, yeah. So, yes, our sensors or device that will collect data from any farm environment, be it an open shed, be it an semi-automated shed, or be it an EC house. So the only difference between EC house is that is a completely controlled environment, and it automatically the EC house itself has some of the sensors and uh, monitors to monitor the farm environment. So, but yeah, our device will be portable. It can be fitted to the rooftop of any structure, and it will start getting or gathering the data right from there. So, answering your first question, yes, we can get the data from the EC shed as well. And even if the sensors of the EC shed are giving the data to the farmer or the user already, our application would help them get other added insights. They can set their parameters, they can set their threshold limits for temperature breach, ammonia gas breach, etc. And even that would allow them to monitor this as an added advantage. And coming to your second question, Akshay, whether eggs can be bought through our platform, I would like to list here that we are as of now a B2B platform. Definitely, if you are a business user, you would like to order eggs in bulk quantity, definitely you can buy that. As of now, in our beta testing phase, we are just dealing with the marketing of the broiler produce. But yes, definitely going further, we want to expand to eggs vertical as well.
Perfect. So that takes us to the end of seminar. Actually, we are running out of time, but we have a few more questions. So all those participants which have questions pertaining to this presentation, the details were given by Saurabh on the screen, email address, phone number, everything. If you can share again. So if you have any questions remaining, you can shoot the questions directly to Saurabh or contact him through his email address and phone number given. So thank you, Saurabh. I think Poultrify has a great future ahead, considering digitalization coming up in India and how you are regulating and considering what you have said that farmers, yes, their farmers are ready to delve into the facilities that you are providing. So thank you so much for the presentation. I wish you good luck. I think Poultrify is going to do success moving ahead. And thank you to all the participants for actively participating and shooting out your questions. I would again request for those the questions have not been answered because of the time limit, kindly contact Saurabh directly to your email address and phone number given. So your questions can be direct. And I think all those who have any suggestions or maybe any business propositions for Saurabh, any investors if connected, kindly you can contact Saurabh through this. So again, thank you very much. So now I will be wrapping up the session. So thank you everyone. I wish you everybody a very good day. And so we'll kindly leave the meeting room so that we can close this webinar. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.